Second verse, same as the first. We're a lousy fucking football team. Lousy fucking football team we are. Hey, how are you? It's me, Stig Nevers, punk rocker. You remember me back from the 1970s? There was Johnny Rotten, Sid Vicious, and me, Stig Nevers. I'm the one who liked to fuck Debbie Gibson with a crucifix. You probably remember that. Well, at any rate, I'm done doing that. Don't worry. You're not going to have to listen to that shit for the entire halftime show. Hey, it's another year, and doesn't it feel just like it? You know, nothing can dampen my enthusiasm for watching the Cleveland Browns get pummeled. Nothing. Not the pandemic. Fuck. Nothing. You know, people are writing on, this is what we call the depression phase of social media. At first, there was the, I love Trump. I hate Trump. I love Trump. I hate Trump. And now it's just I can't get into watching football. There's no college football except Tennessee State on the air. I don't want to, I just don't feel it this year. Well, you know something? I feel it. I feel it in my ass. That's where I feel it because it's Cleveland Browns season. Isn't that incredible? It's like, wait a minute. I thought Freddie Kitchens left town, Oh no, here I am now. I'm back. I'm back for one play call. They gave me, just like the president of the United States, they give him an opportunity in the Super Bowl to call the play. Hi, I'm Freddie Kitchens. If you don't know who I am, I sound a lot like Bill Clinton, but I'm not nearly as smart or lethal. Well, at any rate, they gave me the opportunity to call one play. Guess which play I called? Please, make it stop. Make it stop. Let's have the Scottish Hammer try to run it in on the... Why didn't they try that on the 4th and 41? I'm just curious. Oh, my God. And it looked like he'd never carried a ball before. It's like, this isn't rugby, son. This is not Australian rules football, son. This is the NFL, which stands for... Not very long if you keep fumbling the football, you asshole. All right. But it's not his fault. They told him to do it, and Kevin Stefanski's like, they get that Shermer look. Did you realize it takes them about one half of football to realize I'm in the wrong place? I don't know. Somebody give me my phone. Minnesota? Yeah, Kevin. Yeah. Can I come home, please? First of all, besides having fun at the expense of the Cleveland Browns, which is basically what the Ravens are doing. It's like, I could run as fast as Andrews, but when the defenders don't know where they're going, and I don't know. We have a new defensive coordinator who's the old defensive coordinator, and I'll put some comments up, and I think this is the first one that would this is moving so fast. It's hard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. He looks more like Sonny Siebert than Seibert. He looks to me like somebody who's afraid to kick the football, and he's totally fucked up that extra point, fucked his head up, and now he's going to kick him, I don't know, somewhere to Annapolis. That's about how far right that field goal was. Unbelievable. We don't have anybody who can kick field goals, but more importantly than that, we have nobody who can rush the passer and nobody in the defensive backfield at all. At all. Did you see the first touchdown to Mark Andrews? Well, neither did Taki, because, besides sounding like some kind of an Asian food platter, he's of no value in coverage whatsoever. Keep your eye on him when they show that play over again, and they'll see it. It'll be one of the 44 highlights for the Ravens as they win this game and score more than 60 points. What will happen to the Cleveland Browns fans is they'll watch this and go, what was Taki doing? He's just standing like, this is my square foot right here. Nothing happens in front of me. Nothing happens behind me. He became, Sergeant Schultz on Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing. I see nothing. I mean, how do you let Mark Andrews, the guy who beats you every year, sneak behind you? And the same thing goes to Carl Joseph. I'd rather have Karl Marx in my defensive secondary than Carl Joseph, because at least he'd be equal to everybody else. This guy's worse. How in the hell do you let that guy get in behind him? God, I'm in midseason form, aren't I? And you know, it's true. It is the result of firing the coach, Keith, and the GM every year. We need continuity. We have continuity, but the wrong kind of like ineptitude. That's a form of continuity, Keith. You know, which part of him would you cut off or do if you're going to cut something? You know, his wrists. He'll go faster that way. We're going to have fun with him all season long, aren't we? Besides that, Odell Beckham. I mean, it's like, how many more years do you have to hear about this? Can we just send him away? He's wasting his time here. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't play well. He doesn't fit in with any of the offenses that we run. And quite honestly, he's overrated. Meanwhile, take a look at the difference in progress that continuity, thank you very much, has for somebody like Lamar Jackson, who is a far better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. And this is the eye test, folks. And I'm not saying that, you know, but having that system under your belt is really important, but it's more important than that. He's more accurate. I never thought I'd see the day, but Lamar Jackson is far more accurate than Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is kind of like a nice throw and a nice catch to Njoku, but throwing the ball, you know, behind people still and tipped balls and, you know, Lamar's balls in his mouth, you know, there's no comparison between these two players. And it's not the running game either. It's not the running game of the Ravens. That's not what's doing this. What's doing this to the Cleveland Browns is Lamar Jackson. I mean, and Marquise Brown. Greatest draft pick in history. You know, we can't draft a big play wide receiver. Everybody else can do it. We can't do it. Marquise Brown, oh, he was injured. Well, no one knows for sure whether he's ever going to be the same again. And the following year, bingo! He's not only is he running his patterns and catching every ball, he's coming back to the quarterback, something that our receivers don't do. Do you ever notice that the further back in the, you know, as Baker's trying to buy time, the receivers are like, yeah, I'm just running away in the opposite direction? They look like people that I'm attacking in Grand Theft Auto 5. They just run in a straight line away from me and get mowed down in the process. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm just shocked. You know, Rare Breed, how you doing, man? Our O-line still looks kind of weak. Well, I'd say the O-line doesn't really look that bad, all things said and done, considering we have two players on it and a rookie at that. And I haven't heard anything bad about Jedrick Wills. Of course, an eagle wouldn't see anything, even if he had a microscope looking up my butt. He would see nothing, okay? So I can't say for sure, but I have not heard or seen anybody like blow by Jedrick Wills. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. I don't think our offensive line looks weak as much as our defensive line looks old and slow, with the exception of one really fine play by Larry Ogunjobi. There's nothing happening at all. Myles Garrett maybe made one play in the backfield, not getting near the quarterback. But even if they did get near the quarterback, this quarterback is not going to get sacked. But a good example of the lack of penetration is, you know, when Lamar Jackson runs up into the pocket into his own center and bounces off and still goes outside, you got no pressure from the outside whatsoever. So nothing on the defensive line. And your secondary and your linebackers are just awful. I don't know. You know, and that's right, Rick. You know, 3 penalties all in a row on the Browns. I mean, talking about a way to destroy your own momentum. And again, it's a flashback. This team is just not prime time and not ready to win. There were no penalties in the beginning of the game. Then on the one drive, you know, you have Odell Beckham, of course, who has to put his hand to the guy's face mask and gets called. God forbid, if he went into the locker room, you know, and had to go to the bathroom and urinate, they penalize him for holding his own dick. So, I mean, that's going to be that, you know, and you can't take advantage of the late hit that they had on Baker Mayfield because you give gifts right back. I mean, who's ever seen 3rd and 41? I mean, you're not going to overcome that in a million years. And I knew that D-Bag would, would start getting up. Hey, D-Bag, how you doing? Rox may be on the post-game show. The halftime show, there's not enough time for her to sing Titanium for you. I'm sorry. Your team looks very good, but I'll say this. The Browns should have really converted more points. If Beckham doesn't drop the pass that leads to the errant field goal, and there was nobody on Beckham. He just batted it down. He defended himself, and these are good statistics from Rick. The QBR 158.3. It's just just incredible. And it looks like the Browns just have no answer for Lamar Jackson, and they're beaten down. And we're not taking advantage of our running game, and it's getting stopped when we do. If this is the zone, blocking offensive scheme, I'm not seeing a hell of a lot of it. We didn't really give Nick Chubb very many carries, and now we're so far behind, it doesn't make any difference. The Ravens are going to get the ball first thing in the second half, and they're going to score again. But this is what I told you before the game was going to happen, that I had a feeling they were going to score 40-plus points in this game, and in fact, they will. And I noticed the same thing, Rare Breed. I don't like the shotgun. I don't like all of this, and Hunt did actually have more burst off the line than Chubb. They're two very different kinds of runners, but you got to have Chubb in the game. You got to get him working and get him warmed up, but seemingly not to be the case. Once again, our identity was supposed to be that we were a run and tight end team, and instead, which looks like we're trying to force the ball into Odell, trying to force it into Jarvis Landry, and we're throwing the ball far too much, running the ball far too little, and therefore, when we do run, it's predictable early in downs, forcing us into second and third and longs. Not a good situation at all. And that's the way it goes. Baker now, correct, DG, how you doing? Going to have to throw the Browns back into the game. Yeah, and that's going to be turnover city. We know that. And that's it. There is their future star, J.K. Dobbins. And it's one after another after another. They draft the right players. Where are the guys that we drafted? Where are they? What are they doing on the field? And the answer is they're making no impact whatsoever. That's the difference between having a real front office and having a Mickey Mouse constantly changing, fucking bipolar owner. Woo! Jimmy Haslam blowing things up every single goddamn year, and yeah, especially for Cyber, it looks exactly the same through the same prism. It's unbelievable. It's not going to take luck. Your team is a far better team and far more immersed in their system than we are in ours. We'll see how we look on Thursday. We got to come out of this game at this point uninjured. I would start playing the depth of my roster, even if I give up 60-plus points, because one loss is one loss, and it doesn't matter what the score is. I think the bottom line here is you want to go in healthy in the short week because you have a chance against Cincinnati. So, here's a Pete Townsend reference. Meet the new Browns, same as the old Browns. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Yeah. And why is Harold Dodge playing? I don't know. He moves like a Dodge or a Chrysler, doesn't he? Thank you, Bronk. Yes, we are, aren't we? Of course it was a missed PAT. Are you watching, Brian? No, he's got his... I don't want to see this. Have they started playing yet, the second half of this damn thing? Have they started yet? I got to get the hell out of here. You can watch the Indians lose if you want. It's a loss. It's a loss. It's a loss. I'm going to be right after the game on the post-game show. We're going to have a lot of fun together. I promise you. Thanks a lot for tuning into the halftime show. And I'm not going to go into my rendition of Lift Every Heart and Sing. Believe me, I'm not going to do any of that. But I'll be back after the game on the post-game show. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And kickoff is coming soon. And hopefully after the game, so will I. Until after the game, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Go Browns! Let's see if we can give up 60. Woohoo! See ya after the game.